And so what we will do is we will keep repeating those movements or those panticulations. And what that will do is start to override the old habits, start to release the muscle tension. Hello and welcome back. Now I'm just going to share a little episode with you here today because it's something that's just been coming in recently from many people, is asking about what pandiculation actually is. I talk about it a lot, and you might be very new to Total Somatics or to the Somatic Movement and Mindset podcast. So what I'm going to do in this episode today is just outline a bit of basics about pandiculation, but give you a couple of resources, one for deeper, further information, and then also I'm going to give you a resource that you can use to actually experience pandiculation for yourself. Okay, so let us first of all consider something, and that is pandiculation is something that's natural that we were doing in the very early stages of our life. So when we were in the womb and we were kicking and we were getting ready for movement to leave, to enter into this big, bright, noisy world, we were pandiculating. So it's actually known as the pandicular response. So it's where we're using the sensory and motor portions of our brain to prepare for movement. So when we were kicking and punching, that's when we started to use this pandicular response. And then obviously we leave and we leave the womb, come into this big bright world. And as babies, have you ever seen a baby yawning and arching their little back and then letting go, and they just move so slowly and deliberate with their limbs and their body? That's pandiculation. It's all, again, sensory and motor resets. But then we move forward a few years and we start school and we're told to sit still, stop wriggling, look straight ahead. And then nowadays we've got children on devices at an earlier stage. And then we have life that creates such stress and tension, and it really amps up and stresses our nervous system. So what it does is we've got physiological, emotional, mental, energetic influences. And basically what it's starting to do is create stress responses and habitual learned behaviors. So we lock down, we no longer move so freely because we're living in a very sedentary world. We're also then looking at devices. And so our breathing becomes shallow, our rib cage becomes rigid, our eyes become fixated and intense on a screen. And your nervous system does not know the difference between perceived and actual danger. It's just purely sensory feedback that we're getting at that point. So what that starts to do, on top of all the other stresses and worries that we have, it's reinforcing to your nervous system we're in a stress response. We're immobile, we're shallow breathing, we're often with our shoulders rolled forward, eyes intense at a screen. No difference to if you're making yourself as small as possible, eyes are intense looking at that predator coming towards you. It's purely sensory information for your nervous system. So you can see how we've kind of deconditioned, if that's the right expression, pandiculation out of our system. Now, I want to just share with you, there are a few little times that we do pandiculate. And consider every time you yawn, that's a pandiculation. You contract your muscles, so you contract your jaw muscles, then you open your mouth to the end of that natural range of movement, and then you close your mouth and just rest and settle. You may even notice first thing in the morning, you instinctively just may arch your back in bed and just extend your arms as you do a big yawn. That's a pandiculation. So you can see they're in there slightly, little ways they're in our life, but we could be doing more to bring them back in, using them throughout the day so they become ongoing sensory motor resets, a bit like we would update our phone, doing software resets to stop viruses and apps from going sluggish and slow. Consider how much more superior our entire system is, our mind, our body, our emotional, mental, physical, and energetic health. Consider how much more important it is to do software resets periodically. We are bombarded with so much stress. It's really important to keep that practice up. So it is a natural movement practice. It's a natural approach to reset our muscle tension. And it's also a way of your nervous system resetting or recalibrating the muscle tension and tone from the belly of your muscle and helping to realign your posture. Because if we consider for a moment the habits of slumped over, if it's at a computer, on a bike, if we're doing a lot of weight training, if we're doing a lot of sit-ups, a lot of Pilates, anything where we're tightening through our front, hunkering down and creating rigidity in our rib cage, all of that will affect our posture. It tightens our muscles. So when we release the belly of your muscle, it'll have a certain amount of tone, but we want to release that chronic tension that's restricting our movement. What it will also do is help with good postural alignment there. So unlike stretching, which basically we've learned many times before, haven't we, that stretching is just passive. It's pulling muscle from, across those joints, and that really does irritate the joints. What we want to do instead is use pandiculation that involves a deliberate contraction, a slow lengthening and release of the muscle, and then a rest. And so let's just break that down. So when you contract the muscle in pandiculation, you are contracting the sensory nerves within the muscle that light up those corresponding parts, those sensory areas within your brain that correlate with the body region that you're working. So you wake up that part of your brain and your brain goes, oh, hello, what's going on? Because we've literally jump-started that part of your brain. Then what we do is we lengthen and release the muscle to the end of its natural range of movement before it turns into a stretch. So we are allowing your brain, now we've woken it up and it's listening attentively to what we're doing, we are lengthening that muscle to the end of its natural range of movement. We're bringing back that choreography of how to move muscles efficiently. So it's a bit like a natural dance rather than a pulling passive, which is really not going to do anything. So we're going to slowly lengthen and release to the end of that natural range of movement, allowing your brain to take all that information in because it's active learning. And then we go, and we rest. And the power of pausing when you rest is incredibly important because it's allowing the synapses or the neural connections in your brain to integrate and deepen those grooves. So over time, that starts to become our new movement pattern, our new normal, and it will get rid of those old default patterns that have not been serving us well. And so what we will do is we will keep repeating those movements, so those panticulations. And what that will do is start to override the old habits, start to release the muscle tension. And because we're working full body systems here slowly and intelligently, it's allowing your brain and muscles to learn the choreography of how to release and let go. We're also working with your fascia and we're working with your joints. So we're wanting to do things gently because we know fascia is resistant to stretch and you have so much fascia in your body. It's incredibly important for shock absorbency and elasticity. So we need to work mindfully and consciously of lengthening in an intelligent, gentle, nurturing approach to releasing your fascia. So that's going to help everything on a functional approach. So really, let's consider that this sequence or these pandiculations, they are beautiful sequences that we do. What it's doing is it's signaling directly to your brain and it's telling your brain to recalibrate that resting tone or tension within your muscle. Because when we use a very conscious, deliberate, mindful approach, this is the powerful tool that will start to shift and change the movement patterns that we've had so far. Because up until now, these movement patterns could be quite restrictive. They could be creating a lot of chronic tension and pain. We are probably compensating for our movement to try and make movement happen. If we tighten one hip, we use our lower back to fling and create momentum to move us forward. That's a lot of stress on your back, a lot of disc issues. Again, see it all the time in clinical practice. So you see compensatory patterns happening when we don't become mindful of what we're doing. That's where the pain kicks in. So remember, pandiculation is a powerful tool. We're going to be learning to retrain your movement patterns. We're going to reduce chronic muscular tension, and we're going to be reconnecting with your mind and body. Everything's connecting. We're going to be breaking those old compensatory patterns that have been causing us to have recurring pain and injury. It's such a smart, powerful, intelligent, time-efficient way of releasing tension, but allowing us to get back to what we want to do, and that is enjoy our life. Now, what I want to do at this moment is share with you deeper details into pandiculation, because I'm not sure if you're aware that I have a TEDx talk. So if you want to check out my TEDx talk, it's actually about the subject of pandiculation. So if you go to YouTube and you put in the search bar TEDx Heidi Hadley, you will see my TEDx talk there, and I break down in greater detail about pandiculation. I also get you to join me in doing a big yawn, and a big body yawn really, which is a pandiculation. So do have a look at that. That will deepen on what we've learned today. And obviously have a look through the Total Somatics YouTube channel, or if you're listening to this on the Somatic Movement and Mindset podcast, you'll have a look at previous episodes. You will see, again, I go into a lot of detail about pandiculation. So do, again, build up your knowledge there so that when you're ready to, you can join me within the Total Somatics membership and we can use pandiculation fully, really get some great results. But what I'd love to do is, remember the first resource I said I wanted to share with you, and that was my TEDx talk. So do have a look at that. But I'd like to share with you a free resource, and that is a 33-minute movement session. So I'm the other side of the room from here in my studio, and I've basically got a recording for you. So you and I get together, I'll be on the floor with you, and I teach you some pandiculations that are going to release shoulder and hip tension. It's going to ease back pain too. And that is in 33 minutes. And what you can do from there is, once you know the approach with pandiculation, you can take some of those little snippets from that 33-minute movement session and see where you can weave them into your day. So explore the shoulder section when you get to see that free resource. Notice, how could you use that maybe on public transport? How could you use it if you're working at a desk all day? How could you use it in standing and sitting situations, not just lying on the floor? Could you bring it into your movement just before you wake up in the morning, when you're there in bed? When you're about to get up, should I say, when you wake up in the morning, could you do a little mini pandiculation? Again, that's where you start to really take ownership and you become very empowered and educated in how you move, how to manage your pain and your mobility. Because when you receive resources such as this one I'm about to share with you, that is where you will start to be able to adopt a total somatic approach to your daily activities, not just a movement session. How can you apply it elsewhere? So the free resource I'd like to share with you, if you've got a pen and paper ready, if you go to totalsomatics.com/gift, as in GIFT, totalsomatics.com/gift. And if you have a look at that resource, that'll help you start to experience the powerful yet gentle approach that pandiculation can help to reduce pain, improve your mobility, help improve your posture, and again have a totally somatic approach to how you can take this into your daily activities. So I'm really appreciate you joining me today, and really that's the amazing beauty of your soma, is that it's always wanting to adapt and change. And when we have the right tools and techniques to do this, you will see huge benefits very quickly. So I just want to say thank you so much. Take really good care of yourself. And until next time, I'm sending you all my love, all my very best wishes, and hopefully you can feel that tight hug through the airways to you, wherever you're watching this or listening to this around the world. So until next time, take care. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and also forward this on to somebody you know will benefit. To learn more about pain relief, plus how to improve your health and well-being, go to totalsomatics.com. Until next time, take care.